people don't realize, and I didn't until probably speaking with you a few years ago, the seriousness of gut health and how imperative that is to, your performance, how you feel, how you look, everything. Why is digestion so very important? And share with the listeners a little bit about how it works.
I will.
Just some basics.
For example, I saw some recent statistics that digestive related illnesses cost the taxpayer, or in production last year, $141 billion.
With a B.
With a B. Gastrointestinal related dysfunction, not with just the amount of people that were up. I think 12% of the hospital visits right now are related to gastrointestinal problems. And it's a condition that is accelerating and becoming an increasingly bigger problem. And I'll get into the reasons why that is. I think I've got some clear answers over the last 15 years working on this to find out what's going on. But I think there's a meme that's out there, and that is, you are what you eat. And we all kind of advocate that in the strength sports and the athletic sports and whether it's dieting and although there's various variations. So for example, my business partner is a keto guy. I'm a vegetarian, and those are as far apart as you can get on the spectrum, because that's the diet that works best for him. This is the diet that works best for me. Okay. But fundamental to that is the digestive process. And for most of us, we don't really think about our digestion until something goes wrong. But the thing is I would put out there that 95% of the population, and that's being conservative, already has a compromised digestive system. And why that is because there's several fundamental stages that happen in digestion. First, you chew your food. Most people don't chew their food thoroughly. They kind of gobble it down, watching TV, watching a thing. They're not consciously present on their food that maybe our ancestors were, right?
Absolutely right with that one.
Everybody's in a rush.
Yes.
So we're eating it down. So then the food travels down the esophagus, and then goes into the upper cardiac portion of the stomach, the top part of the stomach. Now, right there's a flap called the lower esophageal sphincter. Now, what's interesting is when the food comes into the body, the enzymes present in the food are supposed to be breaking down that food. And it goes into that upper cardiac large portion of the stomach, and it starts to break that food down. Now, humans are the only species on the planet that eats enzyme deficient food. And let me explain that. So enzymes, just so you know, are responsible for the difference between the living and the dead. There's over 25,000 different chemical processes. They're catalysts. They accelerate chemical processes inside the body. The founder of this whole concept was a guy by the name of Dr. Edward Howe, who did all this research back in the 30s and 40s and 50s about enzymes and their role in disease and function and health and longevity. He's got some great books on it. Enzyme nutrition, or food enzymes for health and longevity. Really great research. But the bottom line is, if I'm a tiger and I go kill a zebra, the tiger takes that down. It eats the entrails first, and then it eats the rest of the food. Why does it do that? Well, the enzymes and the probiotics are inside the intestinal tract, and it actually gets that to absorb the food. If I'm a whale and I eat killer whale and I eat some fish or some seals, I put it into my stomach, and the enzymes that are present in that living animal become activated. It's a thing called catechin, which is in all flesh tissues, will activate and start breaking down that food. When a horse eats grass, it's eating the grass in a live state. When the deer eat the moss off the tree, it's eating the live stuff because it gets the enzymes, and that helps it break down and digest the food. We cook our food. Now, there's advantages to cooking our food, and one of the reasons why humans are dominant on the world is because we've learned to store, cook, and utilize food like where other species don't. However, we have the diseases of civilization. In other words, we have to make more enzymes in our body to break down the food that we're eating. So the humans have a pancreas that's over 4 times larger than any other species per weight.
That is crazy. I remember when I've heard you say that before, and it's just like mind-boggling.
So the pancreas stores the enzymes in our body that release, but that has a huge metabolic cost. Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, right?